Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jay, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Cybertake S2 or 2S S2 Pro AC air conditioner slash heater unit. They sent this out to me a couple weeks ago. I've been holding off because the weather wasn't playing nice. It's been cool because it's been storming and raining, so it hasn't really been as hot as I would have liked it to be, so I could do a fair test. But today it's in the 80s and fairly sunny, even though we got a little drizzle starting to happen right now. And we're gonna test it on my big inflatable Sum S10. The reason why I always choose to test diesel heaters and AC units on this tent is because it's a big tent, 9 by 9 by 7. Even though it's insulated, it's not 100% insulated. It's got a vent on this side and a vent on that side that stays open. So allowing for air circulation, but it doesn't really seal, heaters or ACs 100%. So I feel like if it handles this, it can handle anything, like small campers or regular sized tents. And if you notice over here, I have my EcoFlow. Not to compare the EcoFlow, it's been good to me. I bought this a couple years ago when it came out with the Wave 2, but it does have its flaws. And it's here because the Cybertake has almost the exact identical specs for a fraction of the price, but it has a couple more bonus features that might give them a little trouble. So with that said, thanks for tuning in. Let's get started. I'm gonna start this video like this. I expected this to be a cheaper Chinese version of the EcoFlow, and immediately out the box, it feels as high quality and solid as the EcoFlow does. Again, I don't want to keep saying that name on this video. This video is not about EcoFlow, but I have to have something to do a comparison on. And instantly, check this out. So we have some of the the accessories here, from the connecting face plates to the tubes to the power box and the drain tube and power supply cable here, the connecting tube plates, and a manual. I also have a carry bag that they sent me and a controller. From my understanding, this is Bluetooth, so you can have an app, but sometimes your phone is down or you don't want to pull it out and wait for the app to boot up. Remote control. But what really blew me away is how solid. I just didn't expect this. Solid. Look at the handle. They went even as far as putting rubber grips, so it's comfortable when you pick it up. I'm gonna be testing this here in a second, but I'm already blown away. I'm not gonna lie. This is quality, but there's just something about this that just feels like it's next level. Maybe it just feels like, you hear that? It just has a more solid plastic sound. It has these rubber grips up here. It doesn't have a handle. This has a handle, and overall better look. This looks like it sits higher, but only because this has the battery pack. And I don't even know if this is, I didn't find anything that says This has an internal battery, but we'll find out here in a second. The display on the EcoFlow is up here. The display on the Cybertake is also up there. This would be the front on this. This would be the front on the Cybertake. This is something that I'm not too crazy about over here, which is has the vents. I feel like at any given moment it can break. You have to put the cap on there, connect the hose. The hose plastic that locks in to the plastic cap that goes here is already broken. I have to order another one. This one, I mean, you don't have that concern. Again, this one sits a little higher with the battery. It sits at its highest point, maybe 16 inches, and this one sits at about 13, yeah, about 13 at its highest point, maybe 13 and a half. As far as the width goes, this one is about 21 inches, and the Cybertake is 18 and a half. So a lot smaller in a lot of ways. This one also has some rubber feet, so you don't have to worry about sliding. But look at these rubber feet, and then look at this. This one sits at about 11 and a half inches, and this one 9 and a half. So a lot more narrow. Again, here goes your vent, your radiator. A lot smaller here than this one, and the blower here, your blower up here, your digital display and buttons up here and up here. Let's go to this side. Not much on this side. On this side of the EcoFlow, I have a plug, and that's because of the battery. This one, I'm not sure yet. I couldn't find any information on that. And back, again, the radiator, another radiator, looks like another radiator back here, and a vent. Whereas this one has the vent up here for exhaust. This one has it on the back. So with that said, there is the power input here for the power cable, whereas the EcoFlow has it on the side. All right, so a couple of things happened in between cuts. Is number one, I hooked everything up. Number two, I unboxed the remote control and I had to sync it. So if you did get the remote control, in order to sync it, very simple. You turn on the power and you hold. It says on the instructions to hold the eco button, but what I found is that maybe that was for the first version of this. On this one, I held the option button there for 6 seconds, pressed any button here, and it worked. And so we're gonna go ahead and turn on the unit, and it's reading what the screen reads. And now the only other thing I have to do now is it reads in Celsius, and from the instructions it says hold the light button for 3 seconds and it changes it to Fahrenheit. So right now it is reading 61 degrees. I believe this controller has a built-in sensor and it's also magnetic. It shows a magnetic symbol. I can hear it slightly blowing and you don't hear a thing. Again, the controller matches there, and it has a light as well, which works amazing. Let's go inside. And it's super hot in there because it's baking out here in the sun. So let's see what it says inside. Definitely hot in here. On my little temp thing there, it says it's 99. Let's see which one of these is the blower. All right, that one feels like it's sucking in the air. That one is blowing in the air. And I want to say it says it's the AC itself has a sensor also, and that's why you have a rear duct panel, so that way if you wanted to keep the AC unit inside, which I would, so it could recirculate the air better, but for now we're testing it outside. I do have it on high and I have it on max, and we're gonna go ahead and take put it somewhere over here in the middle. So now it says it's 96 Fahrenheit. And here, obviously, the sun's baking in here, and it's 91 outside, 91.8, 92.1 outside, and blowing 61 degrees at its lowest. So let's see what it does. It is 12:58, and we'll come back and see what it does, and we'll check it in let's check it at 1:30. All right, guys, it is 1:30. There goes the magnetic remotes, which again you can really put anywhere except on aluminum vehicles like mine. Let's go back in here real quick and see where we're at. And doesn't really feel cold, but at least you're not getting hit with that heat wave. Okay, so it says it's at 83, not bad considering, and you can definitely feel the cold coming from the vent real good. All right, so it's 83. Let's flip this around. Let's put the machine inside and see if it does any better if I have it recirculating the air. It is 2:23. Let's see how this thing is doing. Oh, finally got a little bit of a breeze out here, but it's still torturing hot. Before I go in there, real quick, the sun is still beaming on this, so always the heat is amplified. Let's see what we got in here. So again, now it's reading 86, and one thing I didn't mention is how nice this little light, indicator light is. It's still blowing very cold. Again, 86. It doesn't feel like it's 86, right? Because the air is hitting me direct right now. Super cold. I just think it's going against. It's a big tent. Sun is beaming, and you can feel the heat on top of the canvas material here, but sun is beaming here. Still 86. I just think it's fighting against the amplified heat that's radiating through the roof here. I want to try one more thing. I think what I'm gonna do now is probably see what happens with something like this. You know, it's a little bit more insulated. My little camper here, it's a little bit more insulated. Excuse the mess. Oh shoot, it's 1,000 degrees in here. We're gonna put it in here since it's a little bit more insulated. We'll give it about half hour or so and see what happens. I'll run it through the window here, see what I can figure out. Right now, there goes the drain right here. Right now it's reading 99 degrees inside the camper. Let's turn it on. It is, here we go again with this watch. It is 2:32. Let's turn this thing on. Actually, I should just be using this. Let's go ahead. I have that on. Okay. We're reading 91 degrees outside, 61 inside, blowing inside, and 52% power consumption. I don't know. I have to look that up. But real quick, a quick description of what's going on here. This is your power button. This is your mode button. This is your timer if you want to put it on timer. This would be your fan speed, lower or raise your temps, and your lighting, your eco mode. You can put it on eco, on max. You can put it on fan, on mode over here. And this is if you want to change it from fan to AC to heat, or to like a vapor condensation kind of like remover thing, moisture remover, I guess. All right, we got it on. Let's see what we got going on over here. It's reading 100 degrees. Okay, I'm definitely feeling some blowing over here of some cold air, and the heat is coming out through this rear vent here. All right, let's come back. 2:34. Let's come back. Let's say 3:30. Let's give it an hour. See what happens because it's so hot today. One last thing, I'm gonna show you guys a clip. I did get a nice bag here. $77 from 100 degrees. That's what happens. Oh, nice and cold. When you're putting the system into something that's a little bit more insulated and locked in, solid. So 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, still working, blowing hard. Nice handle, nice solid construction, waterproof buttons. Don't know if the screen lights up, but the numbers do light up. And super easy mounting hardware. As you can see, it's draining the water, which actually saw that flashing. So right there's telling you that it's draining the water. There it goes right there. And the bag. We're gonna change modes. So we're gonna go to max, come over here to, yeah, that's fine, that's heat. And we're gonna raise the heat. So the highest heat setting is 89. And so it looks like it's switching over. So what I noticed is, and this is kind of cool too, is when you have it on heat, it'll be like an amber, showing you, I guess, heat, red. And when you have it on SC, this was like a blue. So that's kind of cool. So while that's, I guess, switching over, let me point out a couple things that I don't like about this. Number one, this thing was driving me insane. This supposed to screw on to this tube, but it keeps coming off. It just, if it's not this one, it's this one. So they need to work on this. The AC seems to be working pretty good, so I'm pretty impressed with that. I like a lot of the features, like the filtration screen there and the remote control here. Now let's see. I'm not sensing anything happening just, oh, here we go. So that takes, I guess it takes a minute to switch over. I like the touch screen. I like the waterproof button. See, of course, how could you not love the handles? And let me see. Why is that? It looks like there's a picture of a magnet there. And I don't know why that's there. Could it be a charger? It would have been nice. No, but I also like the quality and the build. I like how they put their name here. This seems to be a pretty big power source here. Doesn't look like it's rechargeable, so it doesn't have a built-in battery. So this could be a little inconvenient, but I like how they put the silicone casing on it. And overall, seems to be a pretty solid, super solid setup. Now I see it I kind of hear it cranking up. I don't know if you're picking that up on camera, and I am starting to feel some heat coming out. So let's see what my my thermostat gun picks up. Yeah, it's definitely getting hotter. Again, I have it set at 89, and you could definitely feel that heat coming out. So I guess it all depends on what I'm catching, but 91, 92, 93, 94, 93, let's see, 95, so it's definitely 96, it's definitely getting hotter. Yeah. So the heat definitely works as well. Of course, being 1,000 degrees outside today, I didn't want to do a full test on it, but just wanted to showcase that part of it a little bit. And that's about it, guys. Let's go ahead and shut this down. I want to do one more test because I noticed that this does not turn it on. You have to physically turn this on. Let's see if this turns it off though. Yeah, so I think to turn it on, you physically have to hit this button, but with the remote control, you can definitely turn it on. I mean off. And who doesn't love a magnetic controller? That's it. Again, guys, I'm not too crazy about this. It just keeps, maybe it's just me, but I couldn't get it on. This one came off on me a couple times as well. And that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Does it look like a decent unit for the price? I mean, I want to say it's at least 25% cheaper, 30% cheaper than the EcoFlow. EcoFlow is set to lower your temps by about 18 degrees. This one says it does 10 degrees in like 5 minutes. I would have to do a side-by-side comparison, but the unit itself, the giant tent definitely, it didn't cool it down, but it definitely felt like it kind of helped take away that heat blast from inside of it. That did a little bit better on my camper. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. I got a super big trip coming up here in the beginning of July, so I'm going to take a long distance trip. Thank you for watching, guys. Tune in. I'll see you next time.